started out when we were young, two hearts beating, but I couldn't say a word. I wanted to speak, but nothing worked. Not even my tongue could find the nerve. I watched you from a distance, afraid to let you know. There's something in my heart that changed the moment you walked through the door. The beauty shines deep through the night, and when it shines it's so damn bright, so bright that I could not even see right, like staring straight into heaven's light. I tried to hide the way I felt, tried to keep my heart in line, but every time you looked my way I knew that heart was never mine. You were a star I couldn't reach, a dream I couldn't touch, and every word I couldn't speak was saying way too much. I didn't know what I should do, I only knew by far there was something different about you, and I loved you from afar. My heart felt like a ton when I realized you were the one. I was young and scared to fall, so I stood behind it all, while the whole world carried on. I kept wondering what I'd done. How could someone shine so bright and still be standing in my side? I loved you from afar, I loved you from afar, like a dream beneath the stars. I couldn't tell you how I felt, so I kept it to myself. You were everything I wanted, everything I couldn't say, so I watched you from a distance, and I loved you anyway. You were a star, and I was standing where you are, too afraid to reach that far, so I stayed back, holding on, loving you from afar. There were nights I wondered if you ever saw me there, if you could feel somebody's heart quietly saying I care. I imagine what it'd feel like if you ever held my hand, if somehow all the words I lost could finally be understood. Good time has a funny way of changing what we know. The people we were yesterday can become the ones we grow, and every road I thought I'd missed, every moment left behind, was somehow leading me to you at exactly the right time. Turn the clock forward, I no longer feel tortured. All those years of wondering don't hurt me anymore, because somehow after all that time the stars aligned just right, and the one I loved from far away was suddenly by my side. I loved you from afar, like a dream beneath the stars. I couldn't tell you how I felt, so I kept it to myself. You were everything I wanted, everything I couldn't say, so I watched you from a distance, and I loved you anyway. But now you're here, and suddenly the road is clear. All those lonely years are gone, and somehow we made it this far. The one I used to love from afar is right here in my arms. Certain looks still make me float, like a feather in the wind. One little smile, one little glance, and I'm falling all again. Funny how the heart remembers what the years can never erase. I still see that younger me every time I see your face. You were standing in the shadows, too afraid to make a sound, never knowing that the person he was searching for would one day be the one standing beside him now. And if I could go back in time, I'd tell that younger heart, don't be afraid to love her. She's worth every silent part. I would've told you, you were never just a star that I could only watch from far. You were the light I couldn't name, the reason everything had changed. And all those words I couldn't say were waiting for another day. Now I don't have to hide anymore. I don't have to love you from I loved you from afar, like a dream beneath the stars. I carried you inside my heart before I knew where we would start. And now we're here together after all this time. What I thought was just a dream was waiting to become mine. I will always love you by far, no matter where we are. And I will always be amazed by the light you carry in your heart, because you were my distant star, the one I watched from afar. And somehow life brought you to me, just like we were meant to be. So let the whole world know how lucky I am tonight. The one I couldn't speak to became the love of my life. It started out when we were young, when I couldn't find